Well, get this, folks. A secret club at an elementary school luring young children and teaching them how to gender transition without their parents knowing, and now parents are suing, fighting back. My next guest is one of those parents. Let's bring in Colorado mom Erin Lee and former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's representing the families in the case. Erin, mom, tell us, how old is your daughter, first of all, and then tell us what happened.
Yeah, so she just turned 14, but at the time of this incident, she had just turned 12.
12. And so what happened? How did they, specifically, how did they tell her not to alert you, the parents?
Yeah, so it was just a regular Tuesday. We sent our daughter off to school, and her trusted art and homeroom teacher asked her to stay after school for art club. So we gave our consent for art club, but when she arrived, it was actually gender and sexuality awareness club. And the art teacher had invited in an outside presenter who did unthinkable things with the kids. She talked to them about polyamory, suicide. She started with her number one rule: what you hear in here, keep in here. She used flags to describe umbrella terms, including telling the kids that if you're not fully comfortable in your biological sex, that means you're transgender. She told them queer is a term that they can use to label themselves if they're not sure who they're sexually attracted to yet. She handed out swag when they identified with these labels: flags, stickers, bracelets. And she told the kids that families might not be safe and that it's okay to lie to parents about where they are. In this meeting and in future ones she holds throughout the community. And she holds meetings with kids as young as 5 in her group called Skittles.
Wow, Pam, and I've used this example a few times. Joe Camel was a cigarette-smoking camel cartoon that they pulled off of television because it was luring kids into smoking. You want to talk about grooming and luring children into it? Look at some of the pictures we're rolling. Pam, is this legal?
No, it's not. And that's why America First Policy Institute is so proud to have taken this case. And we're so proud of moms like Erin, who are not scared to speak up, and like her daughter, who was brave enough to come home and tell her parents. Can you imagine what you hear here stays here? That's what they are telling these kids at an after-school function, art class, they're told. It's unbelievable. Parents have a right to direct the education of their child, and that's one of the fundamental liberties that a parent has. And we are going to keep them from the schools from indoctrinating our children and protect the kids.
What's the recourse,
that's
Pam?
why
What's the recourse?
Well,
what do you sue the school district? How's it go from there?
Well, absolutely. And we want to send a message loud and clear to this entire country that you will not indoctrinate our kids, that parents have a right to control their children's education and what they're being taught at school. And they're telling children to lie to their parents. Eric, they were talking to these kids about sexual orientation, not just that, about sex change operations. You cannot do that with our kids. And at America First Policy Institute, we're going to fight for our parents and we're going to fight for our kids.
Pam,
and parents out there, talk to your children.
Talk to your children.
Keep a close communication, good. Right, Eric?
Erin, I want to lead, final question. How is your daughter? How is she being treated in school now? I mean, take us through what parents, and folks, this is important because you need to stay strong even if it gets tough. Go ahead, Erin. Final thought.
Yeah, and I will say it was a dark and scary year for us. She adopted that transgender label. It was a really, really hard time for her. The confusion led to depression that led to suicidality. But we removed her from that school immediately. She never went back to the public school again the next day. And because of that, FOIA emails have shown that they were discussing calling CPS on our family for a well child check 2 days after they attacked our child and attacked our family with this indoctrination. So we removed her immediately, and it was the best thing we've ever done for our children. She's doing much better now and has completely desisted from this identity.
You need to stay tough, and please bring us follow-ups on this story or any others. Pam Bondi and Erin Lee, thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you.